He does. I just.
Yeah.
Put on my second pass. Nothing bad.
Do you have his phone number?
Yeah, I do.
You're live.
I think I do.
Quickly call Charlie. We're just trying to track down a fourth member, but we're gonna start in a minute whether Charles appears or not, because we do have a forum.
I lied. I don't even have his text, which is what we normally communicate.
Just,
No, it's been emails we've been doing all.
right, I just emailed him. Wait, it could be him. Someone was waiting for him. Maybe not. No, I didn't.
I hear.
Here he is. Okay. Oh. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're gonna call the meeting to order at 5:31. First, we need to determine whether a quorum exists, and it does. We have all four of our members here. The second order of business is to approve the minutes of the May 25th, 2023 meeting. Did everyone get them? I sent another, Ted sent another copy to everyone today.
If anybody needs a copy, I have extras.
It was. So, you want to make a motion?
I would love to make a motion. Sure.
Go for it.
That we accept the minutes of the May 25th hearing term to meeting of the Board of Adjustment and Appeals.
Second? Second. All in favor? Now we are on to new business, and it's an application for a special exception to the 50-foot right-of-way for lots IO4 S52 and IO4 S57 by Philip Tonks and James Freeman, I believe. So do we have the parties here?
We do, I'm Carl Faderly.
Okay, would you like to come up and speak?
Come up to where?
Just come up to the
Get closer
owl.
to the owl.
Yes,
Okay,
get close. to
I'm
the
Tom
owl.
Faderly. I'm representing Phil and Julie Tonks and James Freeman. They each have back lots that have no frontage on a public road, and Shebig's ordinance requires that you have a private right of way to access those. And it currently requires that it be 50 feet wide. We are trying to travel over Bucks Hill Boulevard to get to these two back lots, and that is 40 feet wide. So our request to the board is that the right of way width requirement gets reduced from 50 feet to 40 feet. And your ordinance has a provision that says that can happen if we come forward and request it. For tonight, we had indicated to the board that we were going to be requesting that the public hearing associated with this request gets continued to next month. And the reason for that is that some of the Freeman family, all of the Freeman family are in Canada for a family wedding tonight. And so they're all absent from this. And some of the extended Freeman family requested that they be present for this.
Okay.
So they've asked of us, would we agree to extend it to next month? So we're here tonight really just asking for that extension. But I would like to say both formally and informally, we're happy to answer any questions. There's some people here, during the conversation or afterwards, be happy to talk about what we're trying to do. and I'll give a 30-second synopsis if that would be helpful.
No, I think if we're going to grant the extension or then
We
we
should
would
wait.
save all
Okay,
conversation
very good.
until the
We
hearing.
only like to absorb it once.
Yeah, well,
fair
because we're old, we forget things.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, well, you and I, they don't.
And the last thing I'll say is I apologize to assemble this board only to ask you to adjourn and reassemble next month, but unfortunately, that's sort of what we're
It
doing.
was a long drive.
Oh.
Traffic was wicked.
So, before we make a motion to just, continue this at a later date, do you have any dates in mind?
I think from our perspective, just as soon as you're ready to reconvene, the request was that it be continued into the month of September.
Mhm.
So as early in September as you're comfortable setting a meeting date would be better.
Okay, because we have to do it within a certain time, but it's like 30 days, do we have?
From an extension,
Yeah,
yeah, would be the same 30-day requirement. Yeah.
okay, well, so should we make a motion to approve an
Did
extension?
we didn't talk about a specific date, we just want to approve
You
it.
guys want it?
No, but
Nail it down, because I'm willing to nail it down. It's easier if we know far in advance.
what are our guidelines
Has to be 30 days
from,
Today,
from
Today.
today. So that gives us a lot of time, but since we also may have non-full-time residents involved, and I don't know, we should probably try to stick it close to early September. 'Cause Thursdays work well for all of us.
Thursdays, yeah.
yeah, but
Second week would be.
I
best for
can't
me.
do the 31st of
Second.
August.
I can't do the 3rd of no, the 7th of
Seventh.
September.
You can't do the summer.
What's that?
You can't do the
7th, no. I can do all the following week, which would mean,
Okay, so the second full week of September, is everyone free with
the 14th.
the 14th, Thursday, September 14th? Do you think that would work?
It works for me.
Just gets under the 30.
Okay,
As long as it's 5:30.
that's fine with me.
Me too.
Okay.
What
Then
was the date?
September 14th, 5:30, Thursday.
Here,
All right, so do you want to make a motion?
sure. Make a motion to extend the hearing on the request for an exception of the 50-foot right of way for lots as defined I-04-S52 and I-04-S57 by Philip Tonks and James Freeman until the 14th of September at 5:30 at the hall.
I second.
All in favor? Okay. So. We adjourn, we have no other,
New,
no.
thank you all for coming.
Like non-summer people can't be here that meeting.
Well, that's why we're trying to move it
Yeah.
as early as possible, but not.
They can get it.
I didn't do it
You can-
earlier, I just, Thursdays are bad.
Oh, well, what days? I mean, we can,
If we were to look, for example, at the last week of August,
which is Kitty going to be back?
I don't know exactly the date of her return, but today's the 17th, that's 2 weeks from now, the 31st.
I
I
can do the
suspect we
30th.
could make that work.
So there's Wednesday, August 30th then.
I could do that.
Oh, you probably want. The 30th is out.
It's out.
Yeah,
I'm guilty.
yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
I will not be in good shape that day.
Okay. So could we do it then on a Monday or Tuesday in that last week in August?
That would be
Ooh,
the 28th.
Yeah,
would that work?
sure.
George?
Would that work for you?
28th and 29th?
That'd be fine.
Either one,
Yeah.
you'll still be here,
The
so.
29th.
Because you can get this on, we're on YouTube and it also, you can zoom into, but you can't participate if you're a remote viewer,
You
right?
can watch it through YouTube, or you have to be here in person for participation. There's no participation allowed through the remote.
Okay, so you guys really want to appear in person?
We're talking about the Monday, the 28th, or Tuesday, the 29th.
Yes,
I don't have a calendar, but I think those are okay.
at 5:30.
Yeah.
So. Okay, is that okay for you?
I just want to make sure Kitty is back, but I didn't think she was back till September.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just thought that's what she told me, but I don't have my phone on me. So that's only my concern.
Yeah, and Kitty really wanted to be here,
Yeah.
so
Labor Day is 4th of September.
do you think she was not coming back till after Labor Day?
Coming back till September. I could be wrong, I'm sorry, I didn't bring the
Let's stick with the same day.
And I don't know the answer to that either. What I do know is she's had a wedding that I think is happening this coming weekend in Alberta, a long way away.
Not right.
And then she's,
She's visiting.
and then she's visiting
I think
family.
so.
No, I don't.
So September the 14th would work for Kitty, but would probably not
What about,
work. for
what
you.
about right after Labor Day?
Oh,
Like
that
the
whole-
5th,
Pat is gone to a family thing that whole
until
week.
that whole week.
Yeah, so I would rather have all 4 of us here if possible.
Is there a day earlier in the week? So instead of September 14th, it could be the 11th, 12th, and 13th.
That
I
works.
think so.
Works better for me.
Is that
Okay.
too late for you guys?
Well, we're not sure, we won't be here, but my brother.
Okay.
So you would agree to
Whatever works, you know, we'll figure it out.
the 11th, 12th, or 13th, but you have apparently comments, right? So you don't, I mean, you don't want to be watching remotely where you
Correct.
don't have the opportunity to
Well,
speak.
they've taken my letter, right?
But yes, that's true. You now have time to write a letter in support of or against if you want to. We will add it to the file. If you can't be here in person, that is also an option. And we put it up as we did, John Holt wrote a letter.
And then votes will be taken after that?
It's just added to the file.
I
Yes,
understand, but you said that if you attend by Zoom,
you cannot comment.
so you said we could write a letter.
You could write a letter beforehand. Yes,
But not after you hear the presentation,
Correct.
correct. Yes.
which makes it difficult because we don't know what we'd be writing exactly after the presentation.
Okay.
For what it's worth, I offered up, I'm happy to answer any questions or talk after this.
Yeah,
meeting
just-
To do that.
I mean,
Yeah, you don't want to do that here. like that.
that's not,
But if that's helpful, happy to explain what we're trying to do.
I don't know. Are you a butter?
We'll go with the flow, but just, we just want to make, that my situation happen later.
Are you a butters?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
you're within the 500, whatever it is, okay. Is it 500? What the heck?
Two parcels.
But our property could be impacted by building, so that's.
okay, so you are,
So you are, yeah,
The butters is defined.
Interesting
This
part.
is not
Sure.
by being right
I'm
next
not
to
a
it.
butter, but I
Sure.
got a letter and I didn't understand it, that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I understand.
It's with certain.
Sounds like
It's
if you're
within
outstanding.
it's between 500 and 1,000 feet, so it doesn't have to directly touch the property. It's a requirement within a certain footage away from the properties all around. So a lot of the East End received letters as a result of the close proximity.
Yeah, and because there are many small
There's
ones
a lot.
on the east end, so they're more likely to get a letter, but. You may write us a letter, you would send it to Vika. And she would disseminate it, or, sorry, Vika, you can just send it to us. CC Vika, and it will be added to the file, it will be available for the public to read beforehand. And it will also be part of the presentation. So if you do want to be, you said your brother could be here on the 11th or the 12th,
Whatever date you said, we'll figure it out.
11th or 12th. So Cheryl, what
Yeah.
would you prefer?
I have no preference.
Okay,
Comment, I think there's a little misunderstanding, and I think if we sit here after they have adjourned their meeting and explain what we're doing, I think it would be, everybody would have a much better feel for what's going on here.
okay,
That doesn't mean, that doesn't impact what they're going to make their decision. It would be an informal just discussion here.
okay, and you're welcome to do
To
that,
talk
of
to your
course,
neighbors.
because,
Absolutely.
but not as part of this meeting.
Right.
So
This meeting.
this meeting, you may meet at any time you like.
Okay, so do we want to set a date?
Yes, we
Or
do.
do we want to just?
yeah.
wait a little?
We do.
No, let's set a date and.
Is there a possibility that Kitty could come back on September 1st? And that Friday we could meet?
I don't think we know.
I can try to set out a phone call.
Do you want to call?
We don't have to make the decision for when we have a meeting right now.
It'd be good to just.
Can't be here then.
Good,
Yeah.
because the whole purpose of having had this particular hearing is to reschedule another hearing, because otherwise.
No, just to extend, it was to fill our requirement of having a meeting within 30 days and to file an extension. It has nothing to do with, we have no requirement right now to schedule another meeting.
But it would be prudent. September 1st is part of Labor Day weekend,
Yeah,
so I
that's-
think that's unlikely.
Yeah, pick up after work on
The
Friday.
Friday before.
Okay, so somebody make a motion.
So 11th or 12th then, because you're unavailable, are you available on the 31st of August? Probably not.
I am available on the 31st.
No, there's.
Procedure is
Oh,
either
31st.
Monday or, I'm sorry.
I had it on
On
Thursday first.
Okay,
So I could do the
Although
31st.
it might not be actually. on
The 31st?
I could make 5:30.
okay, 31st at 5:30?
I
Mhm.
don't know, can you be back?
Oh,
We've been told Kitty's not coming back until September.
I did not get an answer. I never understood exactly when she was coming back. What I agreed, based on her request, was that I would ask you to continue this into September. I think from my mind, that was just, you're not gonna meet in August or hear this in August. So you'd take it up in September. It wasn't clear to me that she wasn't back until September. But I don't know, and I'm just trying to get through it and get an answer.
okay,
So if you set it for August 31, he may or may not be available, and if she's not available, we would probably be showing up on the 31st saying, could we now move it to the 12th? So maybe we're better off. Yeah, it's unfortunate that first week in September doesn't work, maybe the earliest day, the second week of September is our best bet.
so Monday,
The 31st or the 12th, and we don't have to set a date tonight, right?
well, we should,
We should.
yeah,
But yet we don't have to.
no, we
may
don't
want
have
talk
to, but.
Kitty, which could be done.
Yeah.
45
You wanna-
minutes from now, or an hour from now, and then we could settle on a date with her.
If she's
And
back,
then we could advertise it and meet all the requirements that we have to meet.
I think right now, we've got two dates, we've got the 31st or the 12th.
Okay.
Does that create notice problems for you all if you don't establish the date now?
Well, we have to establish it quickly. Like,
Especially the 31st.
There will not be another notice sent out to all the abutters, and it will not be advertised in the newspaper. That was the whole purpose of the hearing today, is to avoid the duplicate of that expense on the town, end of it. So the advertisement would be, it would be put on the town website and usually 3 days. So with all the meetings that are coming up next week, the postings will go up around the island tomorrow. So for anybody that is interested or curious about what the date is going to be, their best bet is going to look at the town website and to be familiar with what the actual date is gonna be, if a date is not decided tonight.
Right, we just,
I make a motion that we meet on September 12th at 5:30.
Second,
all in favor? Okay,
Thank you.
all righty. Okay, well, you're set. Adjourn?
sure. Make a motion to adjourn.
second.
All in favor? Okay. 5:51, very good.
Thank you, folks.
Oh. Sorry. Welcome for nothing. We did nothing.
Now, the letters.